What makes a house a home? We asked the people of Scotland to enter their houses into Scotland's Home of the Year. Now, our judges are visiting the top 3 from each region, choosing one each episode to go through to our national final. Scoring them on architectural merit, distinctive design and original style are Mull-based interior designer Banjo Beale.
What I'm looking for in a home is comfort, character and craftsmanship.
Interior designer Anna Campbell-Jones.
Home is a state of mind as much as it's a physical place. Home is an evolution, but love is the key that unlocks it all.
And architect Danny Campbell.
What I'm looking for in a home is a stimulating experience, fueled by the owner's authenticity and vision, revealed through cleverly connected functional spaces that respond to their setting.
Yabba dabba doo.
I'm really enjoying this so far.
Come on, Danny.
In the end, only one can be Scotland's Home of the Year. Today, our judges are visiting the shortlist in Central and Tayside. They're starting in Broughty Ferry with a 1960s modernist home. Jackie and Paul have lived in the tree house for the past 3 years with their cats Mirren and Kaja.
The house came up and we came along to view it.
As soon as we came in, we saw the potential.
A young man built it for his family, a young architect in his 20s, lived right the way through until his 80s.
Essentially, it was a 60-year-old house that we were inheriting as only the second owners, and that was a huge challenge, but also a great opportunity for us.
It'd been lying empty for 5 years, so it was pretty unloved and a pretty sad house. There was a lot of trees round about the house, which is why we call it the tree house, and that choked all the light. It's been a probably labour of love, complete renovation, top to bottom. We didn't want a 1960s museum piece, but we wanted to preserve some of the things that the person who built this house had actually put a lot of consideration into. So the exposed brick, the lovely floor, the massive windows. In fact, we often say, what would he think of this? What would he think of this?
The thing I really love about this house is the way that essentially you've got a little bit of LA, it's like a house from Hollywood Hills. You've also got a house that's a little bit Scandi noir. You've got a house that could be in the Melbourne suburbs. You've got a Japanese courtyard. And upstairs we've got our own big room, which really is, up in the trees. We've really got everything here.
The ground floor includes a kitchen diner, a lounge, 3 bedrooms and a bathroom. Upstairs, there's a relaxation space, a shower room, a dressing room and a bedroom.
This is our favourite spot in the home, and the reason for that is because we do a lot of cooking, we have a lot of family round, it's a very social space to be, we can get to the garden and I really love it.
Armed with only the basic facts about the property and its owners, the judges will now get their first glimpse of the treehouse.
Yes, I like this. Wow, this building's got some energy. It's so dynamic. You've got all the height, the overhangs. It's coming this way, that way. It's coming towards us, all embedded in that rockery. I'm loving this.
It's like a modernized modernist building. Does that make it postmodern?
Kind of, yeah. They've obviously painted the bricks black to make it look more contemporary.
That is a nice contrast with the black and the blonde timber. It offsets it a little bit.
It feels a bit like we're about to step inside a giant Oreo cookie.
Okay, I can get behind that. All right, let's go check her out. Ah, we're home.
Wow.
Look at that.
We in Japan or Dundee?
What an oasis to come into off that busy road.
Wow, that courtyard is amazing. And we're being greeted by this enormous piece of glass, which just has the same proportions as the hallway.
I love that they've got the original drawings on the wall here, so you can see how it was originally. Yeah, fascinating.
Well, we're getting drawn in this way. Should we keep exploring?
Let's go, but which way? Ooh.
Oh, I'm coming to sit next to you.
See.
They easily could have opened up from this single brick partition and made the whole space open plan. But I really love the way they've actually created this moment of pause as you come through.
Well, I feel like they've really respected the original architect's vision then, haven't they?
It's a classic modernist move, isn't it, to connect spaces with partial walls, setting the rooms up enfilade.
Enfilade?
Yes, that's the word for it, darling, which means without corridors.
They got it right back then, didn't they?
Modernism was all about clean lines and creating volumes that responded perfectly to their site and using modern technologies of the time. And I think that's evident here, where we're constantly connected to the outside spaces.
Ooh, hear that? Nothing. Silence.
It's true. You could be anywhere.
Oh, I found the heart.
No, is it going to be your happy place?
This is delicious.
I can see why this is their favourite spot. We're still connected to the outside, but it's this private, perfect, entertaining kitchen space. I love the way the island and the dining has bridged these two volumes underneath this downstand.
It is drawing you out, isn't it? I mean, you could slide your starter, your main, your points all down there. What's that Japan? It's the teppanyaki kitchen, isn't it? We are in Japan. I really like their choices too. The bamboo units, the zellage tiles, the cabinets even kind of feel like they're keeping in with the time. It's really nicely done.
And a view through to where people are sitting having vol au vents.
Yeah. Party time. Open plan living's dead. Bring back this. Feels open, but not closed.
Semi-open plan.
Broken plan.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Your glossary is going to be exploding after this house.
Oh my God, my glossary. Ooh. Here we are.
Ooh.
Obligatory chair, Anna.
Compulsory Eames lounger for me to sit in.
Therapy time. What have you done?
Well, since last year, I've been working really, really hard on my glossary terms for modernist architecture.
This is the part of the house where the highest up and all the rules have been broken. There's no straight lines anywhere. There's angles, there's height, there's things breaking up all the clean lines, different types of window. This is a creative exploration space.
Lovely little spot to read, watch some telly. It still feels like it's appropriate for this house.
I like that we're not compartmentalising this zone. This is a breakout space, but it's got some of the best external views.
It's a little bit like being in a treehouse, quite different to downstairs where all the views are kind of focused on the courtyard. Here, I'm up in the trees and looking out over the rooftops of the neighbouring houses.
Wow, look at that window.
What an absolutely beautiful bedroom.
This window is enormous. I really love that it goes from the floor all the way up to the apex. It's just dragging all of that greenery right into this room.
Kind of almost feels like it's cantilevered. Do you feel like we're floating? Is it just me?
No, it definitely feels like you're floating, and they've done floating bedside cabinets as well to enhance that theme.
Maybe one little thing I would do is put the bed here and the bed could be floating in the room out into that. Imagine waking up to that view.
What will Anna, Banjo and Danny make of the treehouse? One judge's score will be held back until they've seen all three homes, when their combined scores will be revealed.
One of the things that's really successful about this home is the arrangement of the spaces and their interrelationship with each other. It's an absolute masterstroke. They've also got artwork that is a mixture of contemporary and artwork from the period of this building, so you really get a sense of being in a building that has been on a journey. I'm going to give this home a 9.
I've absolutely fallen in love with this home. It's positioned on its site perfectly to take advantage of the southeast light in that courtyard. The clean lines and deep reveals of the ground floor completely contrast with the carefree abandon of the angles, exposed structure, and the chaos of the window placement upstairs. It almost feels like two completely opposing personalities that have fallen in love and made a home together. And they do say opposites attract. I'm going to give this home a 10.
This place is a gem, the modernist home with a really contemporary update. They've managed to pay homage to what the original intention was, add their own twist to it. When I'm in a home, I'm chasing the feeling, and I instantly felt calm the minute I walked in the door and saw that tree outside. The connection between the inside and out is just spot on.
Next, we're off to Deanston, near Doon, to visit a farmsteading conversion. Since moving here in 2023, the dairy has been home to Vari, her husband Andrew, and their family.
What I wanted most of all was to take the inspiration from the outside, and we just had to live here and feel it for a bit. So we would sit up on the balcony, look at the colours changing, and we started to build the house around that. So we brought all the colours of nature into the house. Our focus when we were developing this home was really to put our family at the heart of it and to create a really joyful space that people could come and retreat to. And we just poured so much love into it. It just feels like such a joyful place to live.
Over 2 floors, the ground floor includes 3 bedrooms, 1 with ensuite, a bathroom, a kitchen, and a lounge diner. On the first floor, there's another ensuite bedroom and a mezzanine balcony with a view.
This is our favourite spot in the home. This is where we spend our evenings, watching the sun go down over the Trossachs. We just love the view from the balcony up here. It's amazing.
What will the judges think of the dairy?
I'm liking the zinc and slate roofs kind of coming together.
Gorgeous.
There's a lot of materials going on here, but they all relate to each other. So the Scott larch and the stone, similar tones, the slate on the roof and the standing seam really works. It's a classy country composition.
Feel like I'm at home back on the farm. You can see the old byre through the back. It's a really handsome little conversion, isn't it?
I love the way the lawn is retained by that wall of reclaimed sleepers and the fact that they're leaning over and kind of higgledy-piggledy against the really sharp, clean lines of this building.
Higgledy-piggledy farm. I like it. Should we go check it out?
Oh, I wasn't expecting double height space.
Yeah, that looks like it might be the old barn.
I feel like we've entered into the middle of a crossroads with each direction going to a different use.
Yeah, and the kitchen is through there, tucked in that little tiny space. I thought it might have been in this open space. That's an interesting choice.
I love this glamorous corridor with these beautiful velvet curtains.
Quite luxurious, isn't it?
A discreet exterior conceals a glamorous interior.
I really appreciate that they've coloured the steel the same colour as the window frames.
Yes.
Yes, that's a chunky bit of steel, isn't it?
Although we've got all this glass flooding the space with light, pushing the furniture back towards the log burner does feel very homely and secure.
I'm really impressed with the number of zones they've managed to create in this space. The comfy seating area at the back, the dining area, this kind of conversational seating area in the double height space, another conversational seating area on the mezzanine and circulation.
Lots of places to sit.
It's working hard to
hard.
get you sitting down.
And they're hardly working if they're sitting down all the time. All right, shall we go check out that mezzanine?
Yeah.
Let's go. Ooh. Ah, here she is.
Oh, let me try it out. Oh, these are comfy.
What a view.
What a vista. Coffee in the morning, sundowners in the evening. This is the money spot. It makes sense. I was thinking it was a little bit small, but this is where you want to sit.
I really like that. I can see the front door from here as well as the swallows swooping into the eaves.
It's all about that west-facing view, watching the sunset roll in.
Gorgeous. Well, hey. It's cooking, good looking, that view.
I really love the size of that panoramic window. Do you want to boost up to see it?
Yeah, I can't see out of it.
Oh, poor Anna. Well, let me describe it as beautiful.
There it is.
It's lovely.
Do you think it's a fraction dark in here? I feel like we've got the west-facing and north-facing windows that are really quite small. I think an opening on this side connecting to the courtyard would totally transform this space.
I don't know, maybe you just want to shut the door in a messy kitchen and enjoy the rest of your house.
Ooh, Empire biscuits, my favourite. Spray that again.
Oh, I love that we're getting the height in here.
This'll do. Two of them.
Oh, this'll do. Very good. They've got a very kind of urban palette in here, haven't they, of black and gold and dark grey. Quite a strong counterpoint to the very bucolic setting.
It's sumptuous, isn't it?
It's great to put the bedroom at the north of the building where you don't need as much natural light, perfect for sleeping. Do you think these wardrobes should have gone all the way to the ceiling?
Yeah, I do agree. That might be a missed opportunity, carrying the wardrobes up. It also feels like there's nothing old in this house. They've just bought new furniture just for this home.
Oh, this is nice. Is this hand-painted?
Yeah, I think it is, because I don't really see a repeat as such.
It's a mural.
Oh, a
A rural mural, yes! We should go. We're done.
Done.
We've peaked.
And there's our picture there.
Self-portrait.
How will the judges score the dairy?
This home is all about blending the old with the new. They've taken the old agricultural building and added this really great new extension onto it. It's light, it's bright, it's full of really fabulous pieces. Perhaps I'd love to see a little bit more old inside, some stone, perhaps some old antiques, just to kind of bring it together a little bit more. I'm giving this home an 8.
There's a very pleasing continuity of quite sprightly colour choices and pattern styles that coordinate throughout the home without making every room feel the same. Whilst I think there are some compromises in the way the building itself has been developed, the way that this homeowner has occupied it is really joyful. I'm going to give this home a 9.
Well, in my opinion, one of the keys to successful architecture are taking advantage of the opportunities of the site, and we have been absolutely spoiled in this location. However, I think a few opportunities were missed. Personally, I would have loved to have seen more natural light in the kitchen space, maybe even an external opening or a visual link through to the main social space. That would make this home an absolute showstopper.
The final home in Central and Tayside is a detached Victorian conversion in Ochterarder. The carriage house is home to Audrey and Malcolm and their cats Snowdrop and Midnight.
So we've made a lot of changes to the house. We started downstairs in the bathroom and then we kind of just moved through the house after that. We reconfigured up here. We've tried to keep the character.
I remember when we first moved here, I mean, we both fell in love immediately by just going out onto the balcony and looking out onto the garden. Audrey's transformed it over the 17 plus years that we've been here.
We've got lots of old pieces, family pieces, and this house has been fantastic for that because it allows us to do that with it being an older house. And also we've got a beautiful fireplace which we inherited. And when I was doing the colour schemes for the house, I really was inspired by that fireplace. We've got William Morris tiles, so I've been really inspired by arts and crafts. There's always a project on the go. I would have the vision and we would either get workmen in to do it or we'd do it ourselves. And the same with the garden as well. I have the vision and it takes years to put it into practice.
The home has an upside-down layout. Entry is on the ground floor, where there's a bathroom and 3 bedrooms, one with ensuite. Upstairs, there's an open-plan kitchen, dining and living space, which leads onto a study with neighbouring WC. And just off the dining area is a balcony.
This is our favourite spot in our home, and it's because we can see all the way through into the back of the house and everything that we've done. We can also see our lovely fireplace, and we just feel it's a lovely place to relax as well.
Time for the judges to get their first view of the carriage house.
Wow.
Very nice.
That elevation is so aesthetically pleasing with the 2 archways, that window right in the middle, and that existing pulley.
I love that crow-stepped roof and the sage on the woodwork.
I was waiting for one of Anna's poetic colour descriptions there. You
I
just
think it's
stolen
just
that.
sage.
Sage is so basic.
I'm basic, babe.
I'd call it smoked eucalyptus, a bit like this beautiful planting that they've got outside.
Beautiful ironwork on that Juliet balcony. I can imagine letting my hair tumble down there as I wait for my night.
This building looks really well aged and it's clearly lived a life.
It has.
But what is it now? Should we go and have a look?
Let's go.
Such an imposing building. This space feels like being in a little cottage with this old-fashioned furniture. There's a few antiques in here.
It's quite unusual. Normally, as you come in, I was expecting to see a big open space and somewhere really obvious to go.
See a nifty little bathroom in there with the checkerboard tiles. Stairs.
We've got carpet. These are probably leading to bedrooms, I think.
I wonder if we're dealing with living upstairs here. Shall we go have a look?
Onwards and upwards. Oh, it really opens up, doesn't it?
Wow.
There's the heart.
There we go.
Right, test it out. Okay.
This is nice. It's a fun little layout.
So I think this is the favourite spot because you can see who's coming up the stairs, you can see into the kitchen, the living space, dining space, and also outside to the trees and the houses beyond.
All the different heights in here are really interesting. That's a really nice way to zone an open plan layout, and having those beams exposed is really great.
What a gorgeous fireplace.
Maybe that's also why this is the favourite spot, because it's closest to this museum piece fireplace.
I love that tongue and groove cladding and that smoky eucalyptus, shall we say, inside as well.
Yeah, that would be a really good description.
It's such a grown-up space, but there's something fun about living in the roof that keeps you young.
It's like a massive tree house.
Yeah.
That's how it feels with all this wood. We've got the space outside. There's all this green and stuff as well, the different levels.
Yeah.
It's fun in here.
Ooh.
They've been very creative with their furniture layout. Feels very social, but my feng shui is pinging. I don't know if that's the way to do it.
I do agree with not having the furniture shoved against the walls, but I'm not completely sure about the 45-degree angle. However, it does work really well in relation to the wood burner and the TV.
You know, I'm not sure they had many other options with the layout. They've got the access from the stairs here. They've got the double doors there, the log burner and the TV. This was probably the only arrangement they could make work. Right, I need to check out this. It looks like an office.
Ooh, let's have a look.
Oh, they've pushed that desk right into the eaves. They're making the most of the space they've got to work with.
It's a very sweet little writing nook, isn't it?
It's a lovely little space. They've got some really nice little artworks here, like those elevations of bothies.
Oh, doors. Where do they lead? Open it.
Oh!
Well, that's handy. You get short when you're writing an essay.
No, well, writing makes me nervous, so it's always handy. Another door.
Oh, it's a little pantry.
This is the perfect writing room. Write, eat, we repeat.
Wow, they've crammed a lot of kitchen into quite a small space.
Haven't they? It's generous. They're clearly gardeners, aren't they? Look at that lovely little trug with their fresh pick, all the flowers they've brought in from outside. It's lovely.
It's a bit of a funny layout, though, isn't it?
The relationship between the sink and the stovetop is really concerning me. How on earth you drain your spuds from the stove to the sink?
Chuck 'em.
Just fling them one by one.
Fling the spuds. You don't do that? Maybe we just got to get over that golden triangle.
I think with that available wall, the counter units could have just wrapped all the way around this space. Trying to force an island in can be an absolute space killer.
I can forgive everything if they have a wine fridge, so it's fine.
And they have a champagne fridge.
A champagne fridge, even better. I like it. I love the colour. What would you call that, Anna?
I think we've got pistachio creme on the walls, and then the units are painted in woodland mushroom.
You're making us hungry.
You're like one of those fancy restaurants that has ridiculous names for things. Olive dust. All right, should we go outside and pick some fresh herbs?
Wow, this is beautiful.
Wow.
Look at that stunning mountain view and this gorgeous mature garden.
These guys know how to garden, don't they?
They do. I feel a bit guilty about the state of my garden.
All those lovely real plants inside and all those botanical elements really carry through. This garden's gorgeous.
Oh, what a treat to have a balcony, come out, have your morning coffee, listen to the birds. You are smack bang in the middle of town here, but it still feels like it's your own private oasis. They're in heaven up here.
Explore a bit more.
Mind your head.
No
Flora
problem
the
for me.
explorer, you are.
Oh, this is really cosy.
We're in Maybe where, you know, a little Clydesdale used to trot into and...
That bed's not big enough for Clydesdale.
Could be.
I think this is one of the lovely things about upside-down living. We've got all that light and space upstairs, and down here, it feels darker, a place you could really nestle in.
It's a little bit old-fashioned, but in such a lovely little way. That crocheted throw, that was something my granny had knit me.
And we've got a door here.
Oh, where's that lead?
Oh, what's that leading to?
A dressing room?
It's an ensuite.
Oh, sweet. Beautiful.
How will the judges score the carriage house?
Upside-down living can sometimes be really controversial, but for this conversion, it's worked really well. And when we got upstairs, it was so obvious why they wanted their living, kitchen, dining space up there. For me, though, I think it's really important to consider how you manage that balance between authentically old buildings and what you're adding as new. I'm giving this home an 8.
This is quintessential cottage to the core. A beautiful garden, handsome on the outside, and very cute inside. It's a little bit old-fashioned, but still young at heart. For me, maybe I'm looking for a little bit more of a cohesive design. I'm giving this home an 8.
I'm always intrigued to see buildings that have been converted from another use and given a whole new lease of life. Whilst it can be difficult to convert a building like this to a home, they've taken advantage of that and created quite a quirky selection of higgledy-piggledy spaces.
Now that the judges have seen all 3 homes, the final scores can be revealed. First, it was the treehouse in Broughty Ferry.
This little slice of modernist history. I gave it a 9. Danny, you gave it a 10. Banjo.
Wow, it was a gorgeous timber and tin tree house. I thought it was a modernist gem. Its connection with the outside really drew me in. I gave it a 10.
Wow, what a cracking start. The treehouse gets 29.
I love that courtyard.
Next, it was the dairy in Deanston.
This beautiful modernised setting, you call it setting. I gave it a 9. Banjo gave it an 8. Danny, tell us what you thought.
Well, it was an amazing setting, and I really loved the minimal use materials outside. And I thought that some of the detailing inside maybe wasn't quite as refined as the styling. I gave it a 7.
Okay, so that gives the dairy 24.
Still a beautiful home.
Amazing location.
And finally, the carriage house in Ochterarder.
Danny, you gave it an 8. Banjo, you also gave it an 8. Ooh. I really enjoyed the way the carriage house was converted to create a sort of warren of little cosy spaces. I also gave it an 8.
We agreed on that. Was a first.
So the carriage house gets 24.
Brought us together.
Oh.
What a beautiful home.
So with a cracking score of 29, Treehouse is our finalist for Central and Tayside.
That's a great finalist.
Indeed.
The treehouse wins in Central and Tayside and is one step closer to becoming Scotland's Home of the Year. Next time, the judges are in the Highlands and Islands.
God, you got a heckle-deckle more.
As the search continues for Scotland's Home of the Year.